was worth the contract they gave him in the offseason. But I think he's still very good. He can move with his feet. He's got a decent arm. And Sammy Watkins can stay healthy. LaShawn McCoy can stay healthy. I think that team could be a 9-win team, honestly.
Okay. My storyline.
The only thing up in Buffalo is going to be blood pressures and sugar intake.
My storyline is going to be the how Adam Gase in his first year with the Miami Dolphins. Offensive coordinator, I know he came from the Broncos, and that was the year that Peyton Manning broke the record-breaking touchdown. So he had a lot of targets that year to work with and everything like that. So I want to see how he does with Tannehill. I know Kevin don't like Tannehill and everything like that, but I want to see how he does with him and coach him up there like that, and see this is a good quarterback coach to learn from. So he's your head coach, but I want to see how he's going to work with him, and that storyline to follow there, and see the Dolphins bounce back. But their preseason was not impressive at all.
Tannehill is the third best quarterback in the state of Florida. As far as pros go, he's the third best quarterback in the state of Florida. Pros go, not everybody, because our college teams don't have quarterbacks right now, except Miami. All right.
So that's my storyline there. All right, Ken, I know you don't like the division. We're almost done with it, and we're going to go through
Oh, God, this division's even fucking...
But let's rank them from top to bottom.
Yeah. Patriots, Bills, Jets, and Dolphins.
Okay.
I just don't like the fucking Dolphins.
Dan?
Or the Jets.
Pats, Jets, Bills, Dolphins, same as last year.
I agree with you. I got that the same as well. I think Jets make a run at a wild card seed and everything like that. So, Patriots just going to dominate like they used to do in that division anyway. So I expect them to get another division title. Hey, another division you like, the AFC North.
I know people that like every single one of them teams, and they can all go to hell. No, I'm just kidding.
AFC North, you got the Bengals who went 12-4, the Steelers who went 10-6, the Ravens who went 5-11, and the Browns who went 3-13. Who's the one player you're looking to watch for in this division, Kevin?
When he comes back from this suspension, Josh Gordon.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see if he returns to his form, and he comes out and he just dominates where they had shitty quarterbacks. Mind you, the Browns still have shitty quarterbacks because RG3 is there now. Mm-hmm. But that all ties in together. How does RG3 perform, and how does Josh Gordon look when he returns?
All right, I'm going to agree with you on that because I'm going to RG3. And, Sanchez come very often. This guy tore his ACL in 2012.
He tore everything.
Yeah, he's been battling other injuries as well. But 14-21 career record. He's been injury prone. He's been said like it's a thing that he was set on this pedestal when he was in Washington. So hopefully it brings some humility to him and like that, and see if he can perform. Tough division to do it in, but
very tough.
Yeah, very tough. But I want to see what his research is going to be if there is one. So, Dan, who's the player you want to watch for in this division?
I'm going to go Andy Dalton. He had a pretty solid season last year for the Bengals. Ended up winning that division, but he got hurt late in the year, and that really hurt them, and their playoff chances. So if he can, I don't want to say stay healthy because he hasn't really been injured in his career, but if he can continue to kind of, progress as a quarterback and put up the same numbers he did last year, I think that's a pretty good sign that the Bengals should be right back in contention for that division, and if he's in the playoffs and contention for the conference, honestly. And I think now that he has Tyler Boyd, that the Bengals drafted this year out of the University of Pittsburgh, and now, they still have, Bernard and Jeremy Hill, who are a good duo at running back, and AJ Green,
They're loaded.
So, and then Tyler Eifert. I didn't even think about Tyler Eifert.
They are loaded.
So if Andy Dalton can remain, a pretty solid quarterback this season, I think the Bengals have a pretty good shot. So he's my player to watch.
Yeah, they're loaded on the offensive side. This has got two of the most loaded offenses. This division has two of the most loaded offenses in it, in the NFL, in the Bengals and the Steelers. Because the Steelers are flipping, they're loaded.
Yeah.
Flipping offensive weapons.
It's going to be one fun to watch there. So, storyline for this division. What do you think about your storyline, Kevin?
The storyline is when the Steelers get Le'Veon Bell back, are they going to be in that position where they'll be able to push the Bengals in the division? Because them two are obviously the class acts of of the division.
Okay. Dan, your storyline?
I guess that's kind of my storyline too. Honestly, not so much can they push the Bengals, but can D'Angelo Williams be a good enough running back to take the pressure off Ben Roethlisberger the first few weeks? Because I don't think D'Angelo Williams is going to have as much success this season as he did last year. When Le'Veon Bell was out. I think he's older now. He obviously doesn't have as much mileage on him, knowing that he hasn't been, that number one starter for a lot of his career. But I think that's a big thing because if he can't take that pressure off Roethlisberger, clearly when Le'Veon Bell comes back, you have probably the best running back in the league. But those first few weeks, Roethlisberger is going to get banged up. They're going to probably want to throw the ball more, clearly with all his wide receiver weapons. And if he's taking a lot of hits or he's throwing, 60 passes a game, and we know Roethlisberger has been banged up in his career, so it takes one hit to knock him out. So if Le'Veon Bell's coming back in week 4 or 5, whatever week it is, and Ben Roethlisberger's banged up, that could be bad for them. So I think definitely, the situation in Pittsburgh and how that will affect them.
All right. Yeah, luckily they got back a lot of their hurt offensive linemen from last year. Pouncey returns this year, and they were saying that they won their preseason game. Most of the line that they had last year was hurt, and now they're all returning back. So hopefully that alleviates some pressure off of Big Ben, who looks pleasantly plump in the preseason this year. I'm like, Roethlisberger is getting fat. I'm like, Roethlisberger must have took Eddie Lacy's food that he was eating earlier in the year.
My storyline is, I think in this division itself, we have 2 of the top 5 offenses in this division. Yeah, between the Bengals and the Steelers. So, this division gonna be pretty fun to watch. I want to see how Big Ben is going to progress and everything like that because they came close to getting my Broncos a scare last year in the playoffs. I really was.
I told you that dude wasn't hurt.
I was biting my nails watching that game.
Yeah, you was.
And so they put a little fear in my heart, but I think they are going to do big things. And I think Andy is going to do some good things as well too if he can stay healthy. But those are the 2, as Kevin and Dan both elaborated. These are the 2 top division teams that they got here. This is the best of best. So
and the Bengals do have the better defense out of the 2. They lost some guys, but their defensive line is still pretty good.
Gotcha. All right, choose one storyline that you're watching for. And no, I already did that.
Yeah, we just did that.
Wow, I'm really blanking now.
Yes, now we have to rank them.
I did not drink vodka, I swear.
Now we have to rank them. When? An hour ago?
All right.
2 hours ago.
Yeah, 2 hours ago. There we go.
2 hours ago.
Oh, man. That was a drunk moment.
I did not drink officer.
All right.
In the last 5 minutes.
All right. Hey, even the greatest make mistakes sometimes. I'm just kidding. Rank each team from top to bottom. I'll let Dan go first.
Shit.
I'm going to go Bengals simply for the fact they have a better defense. Steelers, Ravens, Browns. Browns will be the worst team in the league this year.
Kevin?
Bengals, Steelers, in a close one again. The Ravens, and the Browns.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to go with the Steelers, win this division.
Wow.
I like what they see there. I know their defense is not the par as the Bengals, but somehow I'm sure the Bengals find a way to choke.
They just get to outscore everybody.
The Bengals be second. I got the Ravens and the Browns. Yeah, the Browns are still a mess, even though they got these promising pieces. And I wouldn't, like Kevin said about Josh Gordon, that's definitely a guy I want to keep an eye on, see how he does. So
hopefully you don't drink or anything.
Yeah, don't do anything foolish, man. You're definitely a talent.
Stop doing stupid shit.
Basically. All right. We go to the next division, which Kevin kind of like. I mean,
the AFC South.
Yeah, well, he got.
I hate all the teams in it except
besides
one.
So,
exactly.
So I say
but I'm allowed to hate the teams in this.
Yeah,
one.
you are. This is your rivals here, so I got you.
Don't like none of them.
All right. Well, hey, since we got a fan,
I'm starting to hate my team. I'm just kidding.
Kevin, who's the one player you're watching for in this division?
The one player I'm watching and want to keep my eye on is number 5 in your program, but number 1 in your hearts, and that's Blake Bortles. I want to keep my eye on him, see if he can come up from what he does, make the interceptions go down, and make the rest of his numbers come up. And now that he has a solid running game behind him, bringing in Chris Ivory, and you got T.J. Yeldon, who they've looked a little better this year, and arguably one of the top 5 wide receiving cores in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
With the guys that you have, there's only one way you can go, and that's up. And another guy I want to watch is number 44 for my team. I could give a crap about the rest of the team. I don't give a shit about none of them. But I want to watch Miles Jack on the defensive side of our ball and see how he comes about and how he comes out and puts people in their butts.
Okay.
Because he's mean. He's ornery. But if I had to say another one besides my own team, I want to see how Andrew Luck does when he returns. I know I just took somebody's shit, but I don't care.
Dan, you can go ahead.
Well, I'm going to go with my boy from Penn State. Being a Penn State guy myself, I'm going to have to.
Read it. Do it, Dan.
Allen Robinson.
There you go.
Nice.
I have to. I've been saying all offseason on Twitter that I believe that he will be a top 3 wide receiver in the league this year.
Tell him, Dan.
I think, he put up 1,400 yards last year, 14 touchdowns.
Preach,
the guy's
my
a
brother.
monster.
Preach.
6'3", can go up for any ball you throw his way, he's going to go up for it. I watched him do it against Michigan a few years ago in a classic game at Penn State. So I know what he's capable of. And, Blake Bortles is not a pushover as a quarterback. They like to throw the ball a lot, even though, Chris Ivory's there now. But they're going to throw the ball a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And Allen Robinson is going to get a lot of targets. He's going to get a lot of catches. And don't be surprised when he has more yards than everybody but, I'll say Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham, and AJ Green are the only wide receivers that have more yards than them. There's my bold prediction for the season.
Preach!
All right, my play I'm going to watch for is, and I don't know if this might hurt the Philly guy heart, but DeMarco Murray.
Oh, suck it.
He was the NFL leading rusher 2 years ago with Dallas and signed a big deal with Philly only to underperform. Has 700 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, brutal year. And I'm going to let Dan expand on that after I get done here. Yeah, so you got, now the running game down there, you got a triple threat in Derrick Henry, him, and I said, this is autocorrect. I mean, Mariota. I don't know why I said Marietta. I was thinking Georgia.
Marcus Marietta, Georgia.
Yeah, exactly. Marietta.
When
I was typing this up here,
Marcus Marietta, Georgia.
But it's definitely Mariota.
You know that originally was going to be Bishop Sankey before they caught him. You know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. So,
then it would have been spelled wrong and been Bishop Skanky.
Dan, talk about your time watching DeMarco Murray in Philly, man. I want you can go ahead and rant if you need to, man. You want to talk about your time of watching DeMarco Murray in Philly a little bit, or you just like, no?
I want it so badly.
You there, Dan? Dan?
I wanted to. Hello?
Yeah, you're breaking up. You go
Hello.
ahead. You there? Dan?
No.
Yeah, I really wanted him to be good in Philly. It just didn't happen, though. I mean, every time I thought I would give him some faith, he just never, ever lived up to it. He's more of a north-south runner, and unfortunately they didn't run him north-south. Chip Kelly's offense was about going left to right. I think that was more suited for Ryan Matthews and other guys. So it was very disappointing to watch. But I was also on the edge of on the side of not signing him in last offseason. Simply for the fact that I thought he wasn't worth the money. I thought, without a certain offensive scheme or anything like that, he just wasn't going to be good. And clearly he proved me right. So,
no doubt, man.
And you're welcome for us driving up the price on him.
All right. The Warren storyline here, and I'll let Dan speak on that. What's the Warren storyline you're looking for in this division in the AFC South?
I'm looking to see, how Brock Osweiler does in Houston. They went out and got him. I didn't think he was worth the money. Clearly, Denver didn't want to give him the money. And Houston, with quarterbacks these days, is just always a toss-up, between Matt Schaub and TJ Yates and God knows who else.
Whoever.
So was Brock Osweiler worth the money? Will he become a franchise quarterback, so to speak, and will he continue to make the Texans better? Because, I think they are, with Lamar Miller being there now, I think they're going to get even better. So what will Brock Osweiler do?
Okay. I'll take this, and I know this is the bit you want to talk about. So my storyline here is that how wide open this division is, man. This division